This is Hong Kong at the end of 19th century. Can you imagine a Hong Kong with no skyscraper? There were not even proper concrete housing for most of the population. This is even before Britain gained total control over Hong Kong. The new territory were yet on a 99-year lease. Anyway, you are looking at Hong Kong in 1896. People living in compact community with 10 people each block. Homes were made of wooden walls and iron sheet. Garbage was everywhere. Sewage was directly discharged manually by each household into water supply. You can see that water canal it was full of pollutant. As the stream went downhill, it gets dirtier and dirtier. Everything was yet to develop. No one was rich. Just look at India today and you will understand the 1890s Hong Kong. See, that's a traditional Chinese herbal store. Although locals did not know anything about public health and pathology, they tried their best to keep away from diseases and sickness. If you are also one of the grassroots, you got to know you have no time resting, because sick leave won't bring you dinner tonight. Nearly all the locals go to the herbal store and seek remedies from traditional Chinese medicine. Not only because it is deep-rooted in the culture, but also because there was no other choices. Western medicine? That's wicked scam. Although common cold and gastroenteritis were the most prevalent diseases, which Western medicine is much more effective, everyone chose traditional over imported. Rumors were contagious. Some said the hospital is nothing but a scam to steal Chinese eyeballs and organs. Others would have told you women they knew were raped in the clinics. The rest would rather continue being sick than swallowing any of those poisonous potions. It was already hard for local residents to show affection towards new foreign governor, not to mention the repressive policy and attitude from the white-skinned tea drinkers. Look at the big fancy western building British people lived in. The wealth cleavage was even larger than today's Hong Kong. British were demanding for everything, yet nothing was given back. Friction built up between the foreign ruler and locals. Future was not bright at all. Something went wrong finally. More and more people got sick and none were getting better. Some were dead and the number was growing steadily. The colonial government finally moved their big fat body. So, they gathered the soldiers and tell them to kick open every door to find plague patients. They caused chaos as locals were discontent about this. Of course, if aliens tell you that they are taking you away to cure your disease, you too will hide away. The lack of trust and the blunt order brought failure to control the outbreak. Things just got worse after patients were admitted into hospitals. There were too many patients and too few staffs. You can see 5 beds here, but beds for the sick locals at that time were even less. There was nearly no cure, only corpses left the hospitals. To make things worse, Westerners were burning the belongings as well as the bodies. Indeed, it is necessary to get rid of vectors so others will not get sick again. Yet, it spiked the anger in locals again. My man died, but you are not giving me back his belongings and his body? Are you robbing my family? And who are you to insult the tradition? Bodies are to be buried, not burnt. People united and decided there shall be no more men handed to the British. The conflict continued and grew. People resisted the order passively. There were saddening cases reported, such as family members playing mahjong with a dead body in order to keep it. At last, nearly a third population was lost due to the plague. Some were dead and others migrated. The disease continued to endemic in Hong Kong until 1929. Fortunately, not everything about this plague is destructive. In this hardship of 30 years, locals gradually recognized the credibility of Western medicine. The concept of public health was eventually implanted in community level. The government also saw local community in a more equal way. Infrastructure was improved. Also, some local hospitals like Alice Memorial Maternity Hospital and Tonghua Hospital started operation. Hong Kong has become one of the rare cases that traditional and Western medicine are equal.